Space Lair, your ultimate space gaming experience. Gaming is the peak of creativity. It's never going to be easy to become a professional gamer, but it is always possible. My name is Kabir Mehta. I'm a junior game developer. My background details are that I have 2.5 years of experience in game development. I love sports such as basketball, tennis, and ping pong. My best achievement was winning second place in the mini bullpen masters competition. Why Python? Ease of learning and use. Python is known for its simple and readable syntax, making it a great choice for beginners. This ease of use allows developers to focus more on the game logic and less on dealing with the complex code. Large and active community. Python has a vast and active community of developers. This means you can find a wealth of tutorials, libraries, and resources to help you with your game development tasks. Cross-platform compatibility. Python is platform independent, which means you can create games that run on various operating systems without major modifications. This is really important for reaching a bigger audience. So what I'm saying is that you can create do a lot more with Python. Like you can create power ups, but like in a more creative way. You can choose whatever font you want. It's not like blocks where it's pretty limited. Abundant libraries and frameworks. Python has numerous libraries and frameworks dedicated to game development, such as Pygame, the library which I'm using to create my latest game, Panda 3D, and PyOpenGL. These tools provide pre-built functionality for common game-related tasks, saving development time. Rapid prototyping. Python's dynamic nature allows for quick prototyping and iteration, which is essential for experimenting with game concepts and mechanics. Programming paradigm, object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming, OOP, is a programming paradigm or methodology that uses objects as the fundamental building blocks for designing and organizing software. So what I'm saying is that Python could be like difficult, but it's like really amazing building blocks, except for that you need to type down the script and you can do a lot more cool stuff. And here is an example of object-oriented programming. Encapsulation. This helps in hiding the internal complexities of how an object works and exposing only what's necessary data, promoting the integrity of that data. So what I'm saying in this slide of encapsulation is that uh, whenever you play an app, video game, and you think, wow, that's like an amazing game. How do you create it? There will Your answer will be that it covers up a lot of the work put into it, a lot of the coding and a lot of the development and effort. So here is my example of of how complex Python can be. And here is what I mean encapsulation. Take this pill for example. So today, for example, scientists have created a new medicine that can turn your COVID tests upside down from positive to negative. So you'll see this nice looking pill over here, which you take is going to heal you quickly. And with those two sides, all of that work put into it to create the pill is going to be initiated once you take the pill. And here's my example of the capsule. So this will be the example of my complex code, and the pill will be the example of my game. Abstraction. Abstraction is the process of simplifying complex, bigger problems by breaking them down into smaller and more understandable challenges. Here's an example of taking a complex problem. So, if you buy a Lego and you're like a rookie to it and you want to try it out, you're gonna see, for example, this house on the front cover on the display of the box. You'll think, wow, that's a nice house. Do I have to make that? Yep, yes, you do. So once you take out the packages, you'll see many pieces of the house broken down, and you need to use those pieces to construct the house on that display picture of the box. You solve each challenge step by step, like in the Lego step book of instructions, and there you go, you're done with your house. So let me demonstrate you the game. But wait a minute, what is our game? Space Layer in action. Here's the main menu of my game, and as you can see here, you could see a or quit to or Q to quit or a press enter to begin. Once you press enter, it's gonna take you through the game in action. Or if you want to quit, miss out on the action, that's fine too. So if you miss out on the action, press Q and your window will disappear, like push. Here is the game aspect of my live counter. My lives counter are 3 spaceships. So if one spaceship dies, like another one swoops in. It's like a basketball game when someone sprains their ankle and then the ref subs in another player for you. Here's the game aspect of the shield bar. The shield bar, when you start the game, you'll see it fully green, like 100% health. Once you take damage by a meteor or an enemy, it will decrease and more black will appear and less of the green will be there. Here is the game aspect of the score point counter. The score point counter over here is the 0, where if you defeat an enemy or shoot down a meteor or do like anything that can earn you big points, your 0 increases, which is the score point counter. Here is the game aspect of the enemies. The enemies are the enemy ships, which are like rooting against you and will try, of course, to make you take a lot of damage and die, like any other enemy would. And here are the meteors. So the meteors are like space rock enemies, except for that, they don't try to kill you. They just like fall down, like they're like dropping down, like the enemies. And and if you and the meteor or enemy make contact, you lose health and take a lot of damage. Here is the game aspect of the explosion. So this orange black poofy thing right here, this the poofy cloud looking thing, right here is the explosion in front of the player. And when I mean in front of, I mean on the player. So in case you take damage by an enemy or a meteor, it's going to have like a bit of an explosion and your damage will increase. And here is a demonstration of the player. The player right here is like, player one, and he is a sprite, which many coders say as player one. Here's the method for the main menu. So def stands for define the method of the main menu. And all of this right here, all of this complex code is going to be the code you need to type in for the main menu, the entrance of the game. Here's the code of the shield bar. So when I showed you the health and the shield bar, which is basically the same thing, what happened was that the method, like I said many slides ago, encapsulates, like covers up all of this method right here in complex code for the shield bar. Here is the code of the class variable. So what I mean class variable is it's like a class of complex codes. So it's like a classroom. Think of it as a math class. These are all the students learning math. This whole thing is the classroom, the class variables, and the constructor is like the teacher, and it constructs an initialization of math methods of his or her teachings into the method's brain. And when I mean method, I mean students. And here is the code for all of the bullets. It's crazy how long it is and how complex it'll look, but once you like get used to it, it's going to be a little less complex for you, and you can understand some variables or language of script of Python. Now let's see the game in action. So here's the source I used to create the game with Python. So here is the game in action, and when I showed you the menu, this is what I mean with the backpack.
Get ready!
So these are the bullets, and this is my shield. It's going down by a lot because many of the viewers like zoom down on you at some certain point, and also here are the programs, the Python programs, and it doubles up your and because it was there for a limited time, and it has run out, and I now have single bullets. And here's my score pointer. So this is what happens when I die, and over here is the live counter decrease. And right now I just got a shield, so I gained some damage. I doubled my fire. And the shield is like medicine for you, which heals you. when I die 3 times, it takes 5 seconds. So this is all for my presentation. Thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed it.